Hey everybody, Ron Landa Fab and Build. Little project today. If you're into gardening, I'm going to show you how to build a garden screen or a garden sifter. This is pretty much it in itself, in its integrity. Got the wire mesh on it, made from 2x4s. The measurement is 30 by 20. I cut some corner braces at 45. Put it all together. Had the wire mesh, was a 1/2 inch wire mesh. I think about a 100-foot roll on Amazon. The cheapest place I found it to get it. Anyway, if you're into gardening and that'll help sift the soil, get rocks, acorns, debris, other plants and stuff. You can pull your soil up, throw it right through there, sift it into a wheelbarrow or into a raised bed that you already have built with soil in it, or you're putting new soil in it. You want to sift some trash or garbage out of it. So this, I think, will come in handy for a lot of people if you're into gardening or planting or anything like that. My wife and I have been doing that for the last 3 years pretty steady. So anyway, let's get into the shop and get started on this, and I'll show you how to make it. See you there. Okay, let's get busy on this yard sifter. I've got my boards cut to 20 inches for the ends. I've got them cut to 30 inches for the sides. And basically we'll have the wire mesh. It's going to be 1/2 inch wire mesh. It's going to wrap up over the sides all the way around. And you can put dirt in here and sift it. Sift all the garbage, acorns, crap, weeds, whatnot out of it. We're going to go ahead and put pocket holes in the 20-inch boards that go on the end. Move that over a little bit, clamp that down, get this other hole here. Time to change the battery. Does not take long. Okay. Flip it over, same side. Edge is even with the jig here for the left hole. Make it even on the right side for the right hole. Doing it the way I do it, flushing it up either side, that's just mainly a preference. That is by no means a mandatory thing. Everybody has their own way of doing things. That's just my process. Okay, that part is done. I use the blue coated one since this is going to be used outside as well. Come on, get in there. There we do not like it when a plan does not come together. All right. All right. I'm actually going to, I see that sticking out a little bit here. Which, you know what, that's fine. I'm going to grind that off with my grinder anyhow. I'm not too worried about that. So, knock this loose. Knock that loose. Get this other one finished. So that one is done. Craig will also tell you not to put the pocket holes where they go this way towards the end of the board, because it has less power to grip. Over time it may give way and fail. So it's best to do the way they suggest it to give you a stronger joint. And there we go. Alrighty. Okay. That part is done, and all we have to do is add the screen. I'm going to get the screen set up, and we'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to add a little feature to this square box. I'm going to strengthen up the corners by putting 6-inch blocks. Blech, I can't talk today. And I'm going to put miters on each side of it so it fits into the corner. And that way it'll keep it square, it'll make it more rigid, it'll give it better strength for my liking. You know, I got to overbuild and overthink everything. So we're going to do that real quick. You'll probably see me on the miter saw. I've got it blocked to mark a stop on there at 6 inches for when I'm cutting the miters. We'll inherently use longer blocks than 6 inches, but what I will wind up doing is cutting the 45 on one, flipping it over, cutting the 45 on the other, cut that 6-inch block out, take that 45, flip that back around, cut the 45 on the other side. So that's what you're probably going to see me doing. So if I do something other than just straight 6-inch blocks, I'm not double cutting. I'm using every square inch of the wood that I can possibly use instead of having a bunch of little triangles cut out as waste. So we're going to get moving on that, and we're going to get set up to do that. We'll be right back. Okay. Well, somehow I bumped my camera and put it into picture mode. Yay! Did not get any of that filmed in showing you how I was cutting that, but yet I have my 4-inch blocks. I can try to explain it a little bit. As I held the board back to cut the first one at 45, right here. As I got that cut off, I had a small piece of waste. Flipped it over, ran it into the stop, cut this 45. This board would have been here, right? Right? As I cut that 45, this block came out of it. I flipped this over, put this back against the stop, then cut that 45. That was really the process in which I was going to try to explain to you earlier. Anyway, we're going to move forward on that. Okay, so I'm going to run all the way around all the corners, and I'm going to put marks about 1/4 of an inch in from the back side of this 45 into this corner brace. Countersink my holes here, 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 all the way around on all 4 corners, and then suck these in. To avoid getting my frame out of square, or to avoid getting my frame, my square box out of square, I'm going to do this side, this board first, here and here. Then I'll make sure that these are snug. I'll have a corner clamp in here to just barely hold this into place where it doesn't shift and move when I'm screwing this down. That way everything will stay square. Because if I do this, and then I come over here and I squeeze in, I do that, and it pulls this from screwing, it may get the rest of these corners out of, it'll rack it out of square. Possibly. Not guaranteed, but it could happen, so I'm going to avoid that mess all the way around. So I'm just going to go get my reference marks. Get those put in real quick, and then we're going to run around here 1 corner at a time and put all this together. So back to this. I will get these put into place here, here, there we go. Okay. I think I've got volume. Yep, okay. All right. We are putting the screen on. I've cut it to measure it. I've cut corners out so they overlap over the corners. I left a little rebate here so I don't have it going all the way to the corner. I did that on the long sides on both ends, on both sides. I've already got it tacked on one end. I'm trying to make sure that it is square all the way across the frame. Pull it tight on this one end. Run a couple of staples in to help hold it. Now you will have to get a hammer, regular hammer, nothing fancy. All right, tap the staples down as you pull it to help keep it tight. Same on the other end. Want to do that here. Best to run a couple of staples, 2 or 3, then go ahead and tighten those up. That way you don't have your frame getting all out of whack. Spin it back around, do the other end again, come to the corner. Tighten these up. Now we move to the outside edges. What we will do is take our hammer. Don't know how well you can see all this. Try to make it right. We'll take our hammer, fold this over, gently tap it along the corner. That way it kind of creases it all the way down that side. Get the other side real quick. We're going to basically do the same thing on the short ends now as we did before. Hammer down your screen. Get as crisp a corner as possible. All right, since we're on the next to the last one, we're going to run across the top. Get that taken care of here. Get this out of the way. All we have to do is tack it down. We go to the other side. Okay, I'm going to try to bring you in a little closer to show you something if I can. This wire sticking up above this edge. I measured this a little long. I could have cut it down to here, and I didn't choose to do so. I thought it would be more even with the top. What I'm going to wind up doing is folding it down to right in here along this line where the staples are at. And then I'm going to roll this down with my pliers because there's a lot of sharp little points right across the top of here. You're going to use gloves with this, but you don't want to get your hands, in case you grab it without gloves, you don't want to get your hands stuck. So I'm going to go through here, roll this down, staple it back down, hammer it in with a hammer to be nice and smooth. Pliers. All right. Just grab it, roll it, pull it, and then work your way back the other way. Once you get it bent over so far, you can take the hammer and come across here and start hammering it down. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to get a block of wood that's a little longer than just my hammerhead, because I don't want to be doing this all night long. So I'm going to do that and use that block to help smash that down. I'm going to get this back on the floor. Adjust my camera so you can see what's going on here. And we'll start down here. Makes a nice little fold. I don't feel anything sticking up to grab my fingers, but I'm going to go ahead and secure that so I don't pull it up, snag it on a glove later. Put staples in this very outer edge all the way down so none of that can ever pop up. That way my wife's pretty little hands don't ever get cut and she comes back looking cross-eyed at me. So I do not want that. All right. I will go about every third or fourth hole on this to make sure that there's no chance for these to come back up. Yes, I'll go through quite a few staples, but the insurance is worth it. All right. And then I will do all the way around just like that and get this thing right. So I'm going to finish up the rest of these because it's pretty much the same process, and we'll be back with a finished product. Okay, so we're outside in the back at the garden area. So this is the beds that we built a couple years ago. The covers on them have the same wire mesh as this does. Wonderful to know that's left over. So you would ask me, why would you want to put dirt in this and sift it out? Well, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to worry about it. But we live in a world where we have lots of acorn, garbage, shells, trash, and junk. So we need to get rid of those out of the soil so they don't grow in this bed. So that's the whole point to this. So we're going to throw a shovel in there, or two. Get over here where we can see it a little better. All right. Well, here, let me show you. This is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
We get over here, do it like so. If you want to hold it up here, you can. So a lot of big clods of dirt. We've had a lot of rain lately, but at this point, this is where you sort out the garbage. All this is trash left that we do not want in here, okay? So that is the whole point of why we're doing this. Yeehaw. My tripod's on a whirly gig here. Around the world we go. All right, I'll throw another shovel or two in here to see. Take out any big rocks you don't want. All right, so we'll just all the good dirt goes through. All the garbage you don't want stays out. Top of the clods, we can check that. Break them up inside the screen. That way, if there's anything hidden in these big clods, we catch it in here, don't dump it in there. So we do that. Wow, look at all the acorns and the rocks. Tons. That's just the start. But you get the idea. So that's the purpose in the garden. What do we call it?
Screen.
Garden screen. Okay, garden screen. Sifter. It's like a kitchen sifter, a flour sifter in your house. Well, this is a garden sifter. So that's what we're doing there. And that's for my beautiful wife, who is now using another flower pot as her garbage catch. Smart idea.
For now.
For now. All right, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. That's going to be it on the garden sifter. Obviously, we have work to do, so thanks for tuning in. If you like the content that you're seeing, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We really would love to get your feedback on some stuff. If there's some other things that you would like to see us do, or like to see me build, us build, let me know. Love to see that in the comments. So you guys have a great one. Be careful, be good, be kind to one another, and to another day. We'll see you later. Bye.